One day I went into the woods with my girlfriend, Sarah, trying to solve our situation, but it only got worse. The place reminded me of my past. Maria Stevens, council member, wife of my best friend, Ben, told me she was being persecuted by the corrupt captain of the police department, Eduardo Brown, because of mafia investigations she was doing. I promised I wouldn't let anything happen to her. Eduardo caught her. He told her to stop the investigations, but she resisted. I managed to get to the place, and I ran as fast as I could to save her, but when I got there, Eduardo had just killed her. I tried to arrest him, but he threatened me. He told me I had to take over as captain and close the case, or he'd go after Sarah and me, so I had no choice. Back in the woods, reminiscing, the memories were so heavy that I had to take one of my antidepressant pills. Then, I woke up remembering nothing, with the surprise that I had a gun in my hand, and when I looked next to me, there was a dead body, so I got arrested. Ben, my best friend, interrogated me. He said the body belonged to a guy named Benito Santoro, a mobster I was investigating. He said the forgetfulness was caused by my pills, which were indeed affecting my brain activity. Then he proceeded with the narration of the facts according to the clues. I took my pill and someone shot me. There was a shadow, but he ran out of bullets, so I walked up to him and fought hand to hand. He hit me in the head, but before I passed out, I shot him. I started to believe that, but then I met my lawyer, Logan, who told me that he knew I was innocent. He offered me to escape from prison and meet a mafia member who had proof of my innocence. He also returned the pills to me. I wasn't sure about trusting him, but anyway, I had nothing to lose. He took me to a hotel to spend the night. There I found a notebook where after he left, I wrote everything in case Logan wanted me dead, there would be some clues. The next day I went to the meeting with Vincenzo, the mafia member who would prove my innocence. He told me that Santoro was at a private dock receiving a cargo from Italy, but someone broke in and killed him. The only way someone could have entered the pier was by being a cop, since he was private. He said he'd send up photos from the dock cameras, but I should arrest the real killer. I said yes, but then I should also arrest the man in front of me. He replied that I should go to jail too for Eduardo's case. He told me that we were both just individualistic criminals in a constant search for our own justice. I was so affected by the truth that I had to run out of there. Back at the hotel, I decided to take some of my pills. Vincenzo's words were so strong that there was no other way to stop thinking about him. I took 3 pills. I woke up in the middle of the night feeling sick, completely lost. I didn't know where he was, why, or when. I got up looking for clues and I found the notebook which contextualized me from past events. The next day Logan brought me the pictures and I decided we had to test my pills. I take one, and if I didn't remember anything, they burned my pills. I also wrote a note to contextualize me of the experiment after waking up. I started to feel dizzy, and I passed out. Deep in my sleep, I managed to hear Logan talking to someone. I proved that someone had changed my pills for something else, and I also had the license plate of the murderer's car. I went to Sarah for help, but to her, I was just a fugitive. She told me that she still loved me and that it pained her that I was just in a constant search for my own justice. She told me that the lack of confidence, the way I hated my context, hurted her, so I told her everything. And then she decided to help me. At the police department, she tracked down the license plate and gave the pills to Ben to take them to forensics. When the result came out, she didn't open it. She felt it was my responsibility, so she sent it to the hotel. There I found out that my pills had been switched to scopolamine and that the real killer was Ben. He also sent me a letter saying he wanted to talk to me and he said the woods was a meeting point. Logan gave me a gun to get revenge and I was very tempted. But when I was in the car with Sarah, going to the woods to meet Ben with a strong desire to kill him, she told me to give her the gun. I hadn't told anything to her. She just knew my intentions. She said we can judge others. We can never know who's right or wrong and that sometimes following the law is not enough. Sometimes our moral is more important, that's why we have to trust ourselves. So I gave her the gun. Then she handed me back my badge with some handcuffs. The woodsman ordered me to kill him, but I told him that even if I had a gun I wouldn't. So I sat next to him and he told me everything. He said that he knew how I was covering Eduardo's case and that his wife's murder went unpunished. He said that he knew that I had become a man with a constant search for individual justice and knowing that I was the captain he had to make me change. What he wanted to do was that as I knew I was innocent, I had to feel all the pressure of the law on me to understand how injustice feels. That way I would be able to understand how others feel because of me. He demanded that I have to take my own decisions, stop hiding in my pills and fight for others. So I made the decision. I returned to my position as captain. Arrested Ben. Went out to find Eduardo. Arrested Vincenzo. And hid the pills in a place where I could never see them again. Because sometimes all we need is just a new beginning.